Part of the plan to reopen California includes what? Increased testing. One group is trying to help in that effort. It's called Community Organized Relief Effort, or CORE. They're teaming up with officials to offer free drive-through testing to people with symptoms in Los Angeles and Malibu. Joining me now is the actor and founder of CORE, Sean Penn. The organization has helped in the aftermath of several disasters, including the 2010 earthquake in Haiti and in areas devastated by major hurricanes. Sean Penn, thanks for taking a few minutes here. I see looks like you're at one of these testing sites. Tell me how this, how things are going in the, I think it's 4 sites you're running down there in Southern California.
Well, no, we're multiplying every day. What I want to be very deliberate, because as you were saying, you know, there's the coordination efforts have been difficult. There's also in media what we could almost call too much information, because we're getting into conversations about so many of these tests, many of which have been proven not to have or having various levels of integrity. So one of the things that we stress in our organization is a phrase that I'm fond of: slow is smooth, smooth is fast, blood is slippery. So we don't want to get where we're slipping off the tools that we have. In terms of core strategy, we started with a phase 1. All of these phases are simultaneous. Phase 1, which is to absorb the sites that were being manned by Los Angeles Fire Department. They have very high skill sets in terms of emergency response. We can very quickly be trained by them, get our volunteers trained by them, and take over these sites so that they can be returned to the duties at large. This is, you know, similar to what you want to see happen in terms of alleviating stresses at hospitals. Our phase 2 is to do the same thing in LA County sites, both with and independent of municipalities, as is appropriate. And then phase 3 is to do the same as all of the above, but moving it nationwide, getting other community organizations and NGOs to look to partner with municipalities, to partner with governments, to move testing forward. Now, one of the things we always have to remember is that all of this is very liquid, because the tests do change. We do look towards the next most rapid test that has integrity. And then finally, we're looking to create a
All right, looks like your shot froze there. I want to give Sean Penn a minute there. He was describing, I sort of really am impressed at how he described that. It basically, slow is steady, and then steady can become smooth. Looks like we have you back, Sean Penn. I think we lost you when you were talking about scaling up in LA County.
Scaling up in LA County and working through those resources and through partners, including the Rockefeller Foundation, moving out nationwide. And that's not just CORE as direct implementers, but it's sharing our manual of coordination between local governance and an NGO such as ours in public source. The other important thing that I've noticed has not had enough definition in the communications has to do with the necessity of federal guidelines. I had done an interview on another network talking about the implementation of the United States military in this. The military's role would be to fill gaps where, for example, the states couldn't take it on, or where the National Guard might be deployed in contact tracing. The Volunteer Corps is present and available for that. All of these things exist, but without a national strategy, we can't get there. So the two sides of it, and I'll summarize, I know everyone's short on time. There's a Herculean move on defense production that we need to get after, which includes real-time jobs. And on the other side, we have the military for administration of those national guidelines.
Tell me this, as an NGO, how has been your interaction with FEMA or with the federal government? Is there constant, I mean, how much does the federal government want to know what you're doing versus maybe, or is this more of you're on your own a little bit, and what coordination gets done is from NGO to NGO?
I'd like to defer the answer to that question to Governor Newsom and Mayor Garcetti, with whom we are directly coordinating more often. I have had some contact with the White House, but the one other thing to be clear when we talk about governors looking at opening, the nuanced relationship to that is that they're not looking. Those principal governors we were talking about, including Governor Newsom, are not presenting this with the idea of going too fast. There's a great notion of how to do this. If defense production mounts a response that we should have had available before COVID-19, we can avoid COVID-20. And once that surplus is there, both in direct action and also in stockpile, that's a good time to start opening our economy in a phased way.
Before I let you go, if people want to help, do you prefer money or volunteers, or both?
It's both. Access to supply pipelines, and our website is coreresponse.org/COVID-19.
We got it up there on screen for people as well, Sean Penn. Sean Penn, thank you for your service on this and for your hard work on this and for bringing some attention to it. I appreciate it.
May I just add one thing, that there's another big force multiplier, which is all those people who are partners that are volunteering to get tested. Now with the opening criteria of those who are asymptomatic, the people who are asymptomatic, get tested and isolate are probably the biggest force multiplier in this that we have.
Well, we're actually going to get to that specific issue, the asymptomatic issue, right after this break. Again, Sean Penn, thank you. We're going to talk to someone whose job it